Hey, Relic Ryan here. Had a pretty cool spot along the old Central Pacific Railroad line out in northern Nevada. Um, did some research, and this wasn't really a main stop, but it was a stop along the railroad. And I'm hoping to find some evidence of maybe the Chinese when they were working on the railroad line, or just some cool relics. So anyways, I'm here, I got my Jeep. Okay, I just had a target, nothing too exciting, but it does show evidence that there was people out here. Dug up this little tin cap to a little tin can or something, some kind of container. But anyways, it's good evidence to show I'm on the right track, so keep hunting and keep you posted. Okay, this is kind of a cool little area right here that I found. A lot of broken glass and some rusty cans and rusty other things, and there's a little part of a jar lid. It's pretty cool. Definitely old. Definitely time period, probably 1868. That's when they were building the railroad. It looks like over here might even be a dugout. This is where, let me go around here. Yep, look at that. Some more, definitely a dugout right here. A little pit dug into the ground, where the Chinese workers would have camped out. This is a good site. It's very interesting. Some metal pieces. Oh, look at this. Now that's cool. There you go. Let's see, I guess I can get that in there. Get that up there. Tools of the trade, shovel. An old head of a shovel. Cool. I'm gonna keep searching around here. I'll keep you posted. Okay. Got a pretty decent signal here underneath this sagebrush. It's a solid 81, 82 on the dais. I don't think I'm going to be able to film it digging it, but I'll film what it is. Okay, I got the target out of the ground. As luck would have it, it's a big clump of lead. Gave a good signal, like they usually do. And it is historical because more than likely a Chinese immigrant from 1868 that was working on the railroad melted this down, or I don't know, some discarded glob of lead. But there it is. Alright, I just dug this up. Just a big old bolt from the railroad. Gave a really low tone. It was going off about, I don't know, 14 or so on the dais. Had the dais at 12 kilohertz. But yeah, kind of cool. It's definitely a piece of history. I think I'll leave it here though for time to keep, but cool anyways. Okay, I got another decent signal. This one's an 87 on the dais. Nice solid 87. It sounds real good. Haven't had too much luck, but just over here, I'll come over and film this after I dig up this target. But there's another dugout. You can see some wood laying across the ground. That one's a little bit more, was more of a permanent home, I would think. But I'll film that in just a second. But let's dig this target. All right. Unfortunately, my target wasn't too exciting. There it is. It's giving a nice solid tone, but just a top of an old rusty can. Yeah, that's all it is. So there you have it. I'll go film this dugout. Let me walk over there and check it out. Hopefully there's nothing living down in there. Yeah, very cool. So that should be the remains of a dugout structure. Pretty much just a big pit with boards on top. But man, that's really cool. It's old. I mean, I really dig this kind of stuff. This was history that made America, you know. Before the railroad, there was a long trip out west. These guys worked their butts off putting in the railroad line and probably weren't treated very well either, but that's another story. Cool. Keep posted on what I find next. All right. I don't know if this is going to be interesting to anyone else but me, but got a nice signal, but it's just a big old iron plate of some sort. But again, this was something from a long time ago. Just standing right next to the dugout, so kind of cool. Again, it will stay here, but worth filming. I've dug up a target. I don't know what it is yet, but it's given a good 83, 81. Let's see if I can film this while I do this. Sorry, my hands are shaking. Just kind of a shaky guy, I guess. Oh, there we go. It's an old bullet shell casing, but it is an old one. That's rimfire. I can clean that off. I don't know if I can see that or not, but so cool. That's another good evidence. I'm in a good spot here. Old history. It's probably from a pistol. I don't know my bullets very well, but I know that rimfires get indication that you're in the mid to late 1800s. So cool. I'll keep looking. Wonder how long that old bone's been sitting here. It was butchered. The end's cut clean off. Who knows? Maybe it was a nice, I don't know, dinner for somebody. I'm sure they've used this property over the years for ranching and other things, so it might not be that old, but it's pretty old. Sun bleached and been sitting there a while. Alright, I just extracted this out of the ground. It's pretty cool. Not sure what that is, but it's a clip of some sort. I'm sure it held like a ribbon or something went through there. It might have even been something to like cinch down a big hat, like a straw hat or something. I don't know. That's really cool. Rang up in the 40s, but yeah. Again, I apologize. My hands are shaky. I'm just. But yeah, that's cool. All right, on to the next one. Okay, got another target. This one's just a centerfire bullet shell casing. Sure it's old though. It's been in the ground quite a while, 2 or 3 inches down. So ring up an 80 on my dais. All right, keep you posted. Okay, just extracted another target between all these sagebrush right here. It looks like the top of a light bulb, or the bottom of the light bulb, but it's a lot thicker. So I'm thinking it's the stem of a canteen where you'd screw your cap on. But yeah, it was down a couple inches and hidden in sagebrush, so I'm sure it's pretty old. Kind of cool. Alright, I just dug up a big old bolt nut. I got a good target right here though. Let's see. It's giving a solid 87. let's see what it is. Back to you in just a second. Well, there's my target right there. It's another rimfire pistol cartridge shell. Cool though. Dug up in the hole was this another butchered I don't know, cow bone. Somebody had a little mill, so I'll dig that back in there. Cool. Okay, well, I dug up in our target. For those that are Stealth Digger fans, I just dug up a nice little CCR, but in my case, the C would probably change. First C would probably stand for Chinese. Hopefully that's not racist or anything. I don't know. Anyways, it's a little ring. Give a really nice tone. A little iron ring. Kind of cool. I went to bridle off a horse or something. Or we'll stick with the CCR theory. But yeah, I'll keep digging. Alright, here's another target. I got it at about 75, 72. 68, I don't know. We'll see what it is. It's probably another bullet shell casing, but hold on a second. Let's see if I can film this all at once. Oh, yep, there she is. This one's a center fire, but still looks pretty old. Okay. Keep going. Okay, got another target. It's kind of cool. There's some old pottery right here, and let me move my shovel real quick. It's ringing up a 70. It's a solid signal though. Let's see what it is. It's probably another bullet shell casing, but you never know. Yep, there it is. All right. Another shell casing. That's all right. Keep looking. Okay, I guess no railroad metal detecting video would be complete without a railroad spike. So there's mine. Rung up low, but got a good signal, so I just dug it. Some old bent railroad spike. I don't know, maybe when they were hammering in, it bent and they tore it out and chucked it over here. But who knows? Anyways, I'll leave it here for the next person to see. Here's something kind of interesting. A black rock. It's very hot. Well, right, giving a good signal. Solid 29. I don't know. I don't think that's a meteor or anything. Probably just a chunk of carbon. Anyways, thought it was interesting. Okay, just a little update. I've kind of wandered off from where some evidence of encampment, whether Chinese or railroad or what, but right behind me is the old railroad bed grade, if you can see that hillside. Since then, the railroad, it still runs, but it's about a mile further north from here. So yeah, I'm just walking out in the sagebrush. I've been here before, and I think I'm going to walk over to, there's a really cool culvert that's still intact. All wood box culvert. It's worth checking out. And then I'm going to head over by some cabins that are over on their side of the little valley. This little valley is spring fed. It's kind of neat. It's pretty here. It's a lonely country out here, but it's really pretty. So I'll keep you posted. Alright, I just dug a very large nut. Thing's huge. Big and heavy. Pretty interesting. Alright, I'm gonna keep going. Okay, here's kind of a little drainage ditch up there on the hillside. That's the old railroad grade bed right there. Right there, it's pretty cool. It's a culvert that made to allow water to pass underneath, washing out the track. And it's done its job because it's 2016 and it's still here. So it's kind of cool. These timbers, I don't know if they're original or not, but they have to be old. There's some stones built up. Noticing there's some stones kind of lining the ditch right here too to kind of keep the, I don't know, flow going, I guess. Let's check it out. Look in there. Goes right underneath the old railroad grade. But this is 1868. I mean, those timbers, I don't know if that's right or not, but those are old. It's really cool. I don't know, maybe it's been washed out before and replaced. But at any rate, I think that's really interesting. Cool little part of history. Alright, well, came across some pottery shards that looks Asian. I don't know, it's kind of cool. There's a nice blueprint on it. Looks like it might have been a bowl. There's another piece right there. But yeah, I don't know much about ceramics or pottery or anything, but definitely fits the bill there for what I'm looking at. So cool. I'll leave this here as well. Okay, well, I headed on the other side of the little valley that I was at, where the dugouts were. So now I'm on the other side. There's an old corral here, and a couple of old cabins made out of railroad ties. I don't know what the history is of this place. I don't know if it was just like an old ranch, or if it was a stop for people, or what. I'm seeing a lot of round nails, so I'm guessing it's not 1868 old, but it might be 1900s old. So I'm going to take a look at it and I'll let you know what I find. So here's like an old corral type deal. We can load up the cattle. It's pretty old. Here's the valley. There's a little creek that runs through there. It's pretty dry right now, but there is a spring at the other end of the valley there. There's an old cabin. Let's check this out. See what we can see through the sagebrush. Sagebrush is nice and tall. Cool. Yeah, that's an old cabin. Made out of railroad ties. So they might have made this when they ripped out the railroad, I don't know. Put the new grade in about a mile south or north of here. It was a big old cabin. Yeah, it's pretty out here. Ugh, I think I just stepped in cow poop. Alright, well, I just dug this target out of the ground. It's an older key. It's not super old, but kind of interesting. It's a little bent. Yeah, there's a little cabin down the road right there, and then where I was filming earlier and where my Jeep is down there, and that's where the corral is. So this is just an old road heading out from the railroad. It heads down this valley. And I imagine these cabins were probably used by ranchers and possibly other people that got off at this stop and headed out wherever they were going. But yeah, this key, like I said, isn't that old. I don't know, maybe it's from the 40s or 50s or something, but anyways, kind of cool. There's a part to an old grinding wheel. It's a little chunk of it. Kind of standing in the middle of what looks like it might have been a shed or something. A lot of wood around here. I am seeing some square nails, so it's kind of a cross between older and newer stuff out here. Here's another little cabin, kind of built into the hillside here. Again, it's made out of railroad ties, and there's evidence of round nails, so I don't know how old it is or what it was used for. Probably just a little cabin to stay in. Pretty nice at one time. This hillside's really cool. That's the valley. It's pretty pretty. Pretty. Very pretty. Well, that might be it for me. Unfortunately, I didn't find anything really spectacular, but this valley is really neat. It's really pretty. A lot of history here, and I think I found evidence of that. Would have liked to have found a Chinese cash coin or something to really show that the Chinese were camping here, but I don't know. There's always next time, I guess. Thanks for watching, and like and subscribe if you want to. Thanks, I appreciate it. Bye.